Hello and welcome to this episode of the Spotlight On. Today we're putting the spotlight on the oldest church in the historic Norwayne district. To my left is Pastor Anthony D. Shannon. He's the pastor here at the Victory Church International. Now it's right on the corner of Grand Traverse and Misaki Court. And you're probably thinking, where in the heck is Misaki Court? But we're right here behind the Dorsey Center. The church over our shoulder here, to the best of our knowledge, was the very first church that was in the Norwayne area. So as the veterans returned home, this is where they went to church a lot of times, and also a lot of the ladies that worked at the Willow Run bomber plant, they were able to come to this church too. So with that said, I'm going to kick it over to Hassan Saab. Hassan is the Director of Neighborhood Services. He's going to talk a little bit about why we're putting the spotlight on the Victory Church International. Hassan?
Thank you, Mayor. We're great to be here today. This is actually a great example of good relationship between the city and the church. When we came to Pastor Shannon about some issues here, he said, let me show you what I can do to enhance the curb appeal of the church. In fact, not only he cleaned outside to enhance the curb appeal, but also he changed the roof. We have a brand new roof, and I understand you painted the entire building, and you also what else did you? Pool. Yep.
All the different rooms inside redid, and now the last would be the carpet, and that'll be come next month.
Great. And that exactly what we call community-based enforcement of ordinance issues. So not only we took the time to make sure that the church is done properly, but also ended up with a great product here.
All right, well, Hassan, we're very proud, and this was a little unusual because, like Hassan said, is that when Pastor Shannon came into the ownership of the church here, he actually reached out to the city, and he wanted to work with us from day one. And Pastor Shannon, we're here to celebrate that partnership today. So I'm going to pass the microphone to you and let you talk a little bit about some of the things you did, and maybe I know you still have a vision for a few more things you'd like to do as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, Honorable Mayor, thank you so much for this great opportunity. And Dr. Hassan, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You know, this church, when we got to church, it was 15 pastors that came to this church, and 15 pastors couldn't do something in it and make it happen. And so when the Lord sent me here, I went to reach out to the city, Joanne and the Norwayne Community group, and then they said, well, connect with the mayor. And I said, okay, let's connect with the mayor. I love this city. And then I got a note saying, hey, you know, how can we improve the curb appeal? So I wrote back to the city. I said, you know what, give us a moment. I'm going to make it happen. I guess it is time. We've been in here now for about 8 years. So I said, let's just go ahead and make that happen. We were working all on the inside. So let's just make the outside make it happen. And so we got a contractor, and everything that was wrong. And then we saw other things that was wrong. The roof needed to be completely redid. So we reached out to contractors, got the roof done, siding done. We wanted it all to match, gutters done, and then full paint. The paint on it was so old that the painter had to scrape it by hand where they normally could just do it by spray. And so we said, no, this city, this area is great. The park is great. I said, it's Liberators Park, so let's do it right. And so they said, well, it's going to cost you. I said, well, I think it'll be worth the cost for Westland and the people here. And so we went to work and got it done. And then we reached back to them and said, hey, we did it. They're like, you did? I'm like, yeah, I'm finished. He goes, that's pretty quick. I go, yeah, I don't want the mayor getting on me. So we did that work. And at the same time, we were feeding the people right here at this park. And they were lined up. And so they were happy as well. They kept talking about, wow, it looks good. And then we took all the grass out and redid the grass, put the flowers in so it could look, you know, pretty and nice, so people would know that there's something really going on here in this building, that we reach out to the community and to help the community at large. So people come here if they need food, if they need counsel, if they need tutoring, we help them free of charge, don't charge them at all. And we tell them it's costing us, but it's free to you. That's our contribution to this city. And we have a vision that we want to put, a veteran center in here, a community center, and they have one over there, the community center where people can go, which we partner. I don't know if the mayor knows this, but when they first was opening the library, they wanted, Joanne and them wanted to put some books, so we donated 2,000 brand new books to that community center here, free of charge. So that's how serious we are about being a part of Westland.
Well, you certainly have done a lot, and you still have a lot of plans, and so it's important to us what you've done. You've come in, you become a friend of the neighborhood, a friend of the community, and when people look for a house to buy, a community to live in, places of worship are right at the top of the list, and you guys have came into this historic building in this historic neighborhood and have really made a difference and become a true partner.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Pastor Shannon, we're going to have a little recognition here for you, but before we do that, you want to give a little talk about, perhaps what your hours of worship, or if you have a website or any other information?
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Yeah, if people want to reach out to us, they can reach out to the Victory Church, INT.org. That's the Victory Church, INT.org. They can reach out the hours we're here to service Wednesdays. We're here from 7:30 to 8:30, 1 hour of worship, and then they can come on Sundays at 10:45 to come in and start worship. And it's a beautiful time, open for all people, all colors, all nations in here. So, and anything that people need, they can reach out to us, and we'll do our best to help them free of charge.
All right. Well, Hassan, any last words on behalf of Neighborhood Services?
It's great to be here on this beautiful day. This is part of our neighborhood makeover program, which we started like 4 or 5 years ago, and each community, each neighborhood is adding to the beautification of the city, and eventually, house by house and neighborhood by neighborhood, we can end up with a clean city.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Well, with that said, on behalf of the City of Westland, Pastor Shannon, we have a certificate of recognition. It's presented to the Victory Church International at 32747 Grand Traverse in recognition of your hard work and commitment to maintaining your property and keeping it beautiful, ensuring that Westland, our all-American city, remains a great place to live, work, worship, and raise a family. So congratulations on behalf of the City of Westland.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.